Hi, welcome to Love and Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you've been around a while, thank you so much for being a subscriber. I appreciate it. Today's video is a St. Patrick's Day DIY, and I normally don't decorate for St. Patrick's Day. I kind of just usually go from Valentine's into spring or Easter, and I just don't usually decorate for St. Patrick's, but I thought this would be fun to create this farmhouse welcome sign for St. Patrick's Day. So let's just jump in and I'll show you how to make it.
This project, you will need one of these shamrock decor signs from Dollar Tree. You'll need a package of green forest moss. My Dollar Tree didn't have green moss, so I picked this one up at Walmart. It was between $3 and $4, but I did have enough left over to do another project as well. Then I'm also using this wired burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. Then I'm just using some green craft paint that I had on hand. You can pick up any green paint. Walmart has the apple barrel for 50 cents. I just picked something that was complementary to the moss. And I also forgot to show it here, but you'll also need some black craft paint as well. Then I printed out the word welcome in a font that I like to use for my welcome sign. And the tools I'll be using are scissors, paintbrush, a pencil, and my hot glue gun and glue sticks. So I'm going to remove the tag, but I want to keep the ribbon hanger, so I'm just going to tear the tag off. And originally I was going to just paint the center part by leaving it attached to the outside part, and so I started painting it, and then I decided that I wanted to replace that string that was hanging from with a jute twine anyway. So you'll see that I end up cutting it off, and really it makes it a lot easier to paint anyway. So I just painted the front and then all around the edges. I didn't worry about the back side with the glitter on it. That's not going to show, and so I just left it alone. Then I'm going to take my truffle brown chalk paint that I just have on hand. You can use any color to do this. I wanted a little bit of a darker color, so I just picked this. And I'm just dry brushing a little bit on the top surface of this just to give it a little bit of an aged look. And then I'm also going to go in with a white or off-white paint and do the same thing just to add a little bit more dimension. And I know I didn't mention those in the supplies, so I apologize about that. But really any paints that you have on hand to do this will probably work just fine. And I'm just going to cut out around my welcome word so that I can place it easily in the center of my shamrock. Then I'm just going to take a lead pencil, and I'm just on the back of my word, I'm just going to color in everywhere where the word is so that I can use this to transfer my word onto my project. And this works really well if you don't have transfer paper or carbon paper. I actually like using it better because then I can just see right where I'm placing my word. Once I have my word placed where I want it, and I'm just putting mine at an angle. I was going to do it straight, but I kind of like the angle. And I'm just going to take my pencil and trace over the word, and that will transfer onto my project so that I can see where to paint. Once my word is transferred, then I'm just going to take my black craft paint and a thin paintbrush and just paint this on. And you can use a black paint marker if you find that easier. I am comfortable with just painting it on, so that's how I decided to do it. So I set my welcome word aside, and while that's drying, I'm going to put the moss on the outside shamrock. And I found it easier to put the moss into a box like this. It kind of contains the mess. Then I'm just going to hot glue the moss to the front of the shamrock, and I decided to glue it to the glittery side because it was already green. A little bit of the glitter does show through, so you kind of have to fill in the spots where you can see it. But once it's all finished, you really don't notice it, and I just thought it was easier than painting the backside of the shamrock a green color. Then I'm just taking my scissors and cutting off any loose ends and pieces that are sticking out just to trim it up and get that nice shamrock shape. Now I'm going to attach the center shamrock back onto the outside shamrock, and I'm just using a piece of jute twine for this, and it is a little challenging to get it through that hole where you covered the shamrock with moss, so I just used a little tool. You could probably use the end of a pencil just to poke it through. Then I'm just going to put the twine through the hole in the center shamrock and tie it on so that it's centered and hangs nicely. I did add a little bit of hot glue on the knot just to secure it, but really I don't think it was probably necessary. Then I just trimmed off the excess twine, and then I'm ready to put the bow on. I'm using the burlap wired ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to make a loop the size that I want my bow to be, and I'll just cut that and then tie a little piece of twine around the center of that loop. Then I'm just taking a small piece of ribbon that I've cut the ends nicely on and center it on the back and tie another piece of twine around that for the ends of my bow. Then I'm just attaching my bow directly onto the moss with my hot glue, and you will have to apply some pressure and hold it there while it dries so that it will stay in place. And that's all there is to creating this farmhouse St. Patrick's Day welcome sign, and I really love how it turned out. It's just really pretty. And with the leftover moss, I was able to make this cute little topiary, and I thought it turned out really cute as well. I will be including that in another DIY video, so you can be watching for that as well. If you like this project and this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you'd like to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.